I guess what I've come to learn this year is like, it's not about what you do training, it's not about what you do physically, it's about what you do like every day, all day. All that added time that builds up over a year, over 2 years, over 3 years, and just to make your body feel better, stronger. Summing up feeling like a force of nature is, for me, is definitely not a force against nature. It's like a force with nature, and I think it's being a part of it and being in rhythm with it. There's nothing more powerful, there's nothing scarier, there's nothing that I respect more than nature. If I can tune in and kind of like be with it, then I feel like I can be a force with nature. I've recently become a father, and it definitely has changed my perspective on life a lot. I feel like in one way, it's relaxed me a lot in the sense of making everything kind of more fun, and like knowing that like my son is like, he feels like the most important thing now. And so it's funny, it's more like purpose driven on the things that I'm doing, because if I'm going to take time away from him, it's going to be, I'm doing it for a purpose. And then as well as that is, it's just kind of bonuses to what I have with my family. I feel like it's given me kind of like, I guess like it's given me a new purpose on life and a new kind of direction to look at, and makes everything else just kind of more relaxed and fun. Whereas like before, I feel like competing felt like life or death, or getting the best way felt like life or death. And now it just makes it all freed up a little more, and I feel like now that I'm more freed up, I look at surfing in a different way. As a father, I really hope to just pass on that feeling that I have when I go outside into nature, the feeling that I have with my brothers when we go outside and we push ourselves when we're running along a cliff here in the freezing cold, or we're surfing some new wave in the middle of nowhere. And I just think that feeling of being out there, and it's like kind of how I grew up, just being outside every day. And I think it brings you back to like who you are as a person. And it's just, I guess, nature isn't, there's no lies. It is what it is. It's the truth. Challenges were definitely the injuries that I went through, and competing and trying to be like the best I could be. It's really hard to keep coming back from injuries one time after another, especially when they keep happening. And yeah, I don't know. I just think that challenge of being able to like look into something and then be like, okay, I'm just going to focus on this now and focus on getting myself back to health. And then coming out of it, and then 3 months later being back in the same position again, and just going like that sick feeling in your gut of just like, oh my gosh, this didn't happen. This isn't happening. So for me, I think being able to, those were the challenges that like definitely shaped a big part of who I am, and to be able to, I guess, hopefully endure more challenges in the future. Joining Vivo has definitely impacted my journey, just because I feel like, one, it kind of goes along the lines with like what I am finding out about myself and what recharges me in my life. And two, just connection to the ground, connection to nature, connection to everything around us. And I think that's what surfing is at its core. When you go surfing, and it's hard to say that there's anything else in the world that you're more connected to nature. You're out there in the ocean, just unpredictable thing that, yesterday was 50 knot winds on shore, today's glassy, and it's the most beautiful thing in the world. And to be out there and just riding energy in the water is pretty cool. And so I think Vivo goes right along with that, and has, I don't know, I feel like gave my path more energy in that direction. I think wearing Vivos has impacted my body, just in the general sense of like what I've come to learn this year is like, it's not about what you do training, it's not about what you do physically, it's about what you do like every day, all day. It's the way you sit, it's the way you eat, it's the way, all these little things that you do. And so for me, like when you're wearing Vivos and you're wearing shoes and you're barefoot like pretty much all day, you're connected to the ground, your feet are moving, everything's moving. And so it's like all that added time that builds up over a year, over 2 years, over 3 years, and just to make your body feel better, stronger, more flexible, all these little things. And so I think it's like the little things that you do all day that add up to the big things in the end. I guess my connection to nature has evolved a lot of it comes from just being a kid, being on the beach, going surfing, and that's like what I kind of consistently try to get back to, that feeling of like hiking around the corner and what kind of waves over there, and then even if it's a shit wave and it's this big and I'm with my brothers and we're cracking up and we're laughing and we're so stoked, and that's the feeling, is like it doesn't have to be the best serve in the world. It can be just that feeling of being outside and exploring and curious, and I think that approach is maybe the best one in the world.